I'll be talking about some non-diatonic chords in city pop songs, such as Tritone Substitution, Backdoor Progression, Backdoor Dominant, and Subdominant Minor. I will also explain about guided tones. At the end of this video, I'll give you a tip to modify a progression, so please watch this video till the end. This tutorial is based on Tatsuro Yamashita's radio show, and the tips here can also be used in many other genres of music. So please feel free to use these tips for your songwriting. Okay, let's start with Tritone Substitution. The Tritone Substitution is one of the most common chord substitutions found in jazz. In the previous episode, I explained diatonic chord substitution, so please check it out if you want to know about the principle of chord substitution. A tritone substitution is the substitution of one dominant seventh chord with another that is 3 whole steps, a tritone, from the original chord. For example, you can replace 5 dominant seventh with flat 2 dominant 7th chord. In key of C, D flat 7 is the substitution for G7. The note D flat is tritone away from G. From G, 1, 2, 3, and this is D flat. So G7 to C major 7. And here D flat 7 to C major 7. As I said in my previous video, tritone substitution works because the two chords share a few of the same notes, the notes F and B in this case, namely the 3rd and the 7th. Notice that the interval between the 3rd and 7th of a dominant 7th chord is itself a tritone. The 3rd and 7th of a chord are called guided tones. Guided tones are most harmonically important notes of the chord, as they determine the quality of the chord, whether it's major, minor, minor major, or dominant. And guided tones lead or give harmonic pull toward the next chord. Let's hear what it means. In the case of G7 to C and D flat 7 to C, the note F goes half step below and resolves to the note E. And the note B goes half step above and resolves to the note C. To sum up, because these two chords share these two functional notes, tritone substitution works. By the way, if you use tritone substitution in 2-5-1 progression, which I talked about in my previous videos, it will be 2, flat 2 and 1, and you get this chromatic bass movement. Here the bass line is chromatic. You'll hear this progression quite often, so it's good to learn it. Okay, the first example of tritone substitution is Mahou Oshiete, the former version of the theme from Big Wave. In Tatsuro's radio show, he composed the song and he used tritone substitution as he wanted to do something surprising. In the end of the chorus, check it out. 一度恋をしたらときめいた心を忘れないでいたいから魔法を教えて The second example is Plastic Love by Maria Takeuchi, composed by her husband Tatsuro Yamashita, the king of city pop. The tritone substitution is used in the pre-chorus. I've coded encounters and breakups in the best way I could do. It will be just over in due time, don't hurry. In this song, Tatsuro could have used A7 to resolve to D minor 9, but he used E flat 7 to substitute A7, E flat 7 to D minor 9. Instead of A7 to D minor 9. And here's another tip, you can add the notes in the melody as tension notes in a chord. The reason why I played E flat 13 here instead of normal E flat 7 is that the melody hits the 13th of E flat 7, which is this note. I mean the melody over this chord is. And that's why you can play E flat 13 instead of normal E flat 7. For the second point, I'll explain other non-diatonic chords, backdoor dominant and subdominant minor, which are called backdoor progression. In jazz harmony, the chord progression 4 minor 7 to flat 7 dominant 7 to 1 major 7 has been nicknamed the backdoor progression. With the backdoor progression, you get to hone the tonic chord through an unexpected way. In other words, the back door instead of the front door, which is the main route to the tonic chord, like normal 2-5-1 cadence. In key of C, the backdoor progression is F minor 7 to B flat 7 to C major 7. The chord flat 7 dominant 7 is called backdoor dominant, in this case B flat 7. Here's another tip, when you learn a new chord, it's very useful to learn which notes you can add as tension notes. The tension notes often used with the backdoor dominant are major 9th, sharp 11th and major 13th. Of course, it depends on the context, especially the melody, so always check to see if the tension notes fit or not. If it sounds strange, probably you shouldn't use it. And F minor 7th is called subdominant minor. As I explained in my previous video, subdominant means the chord 4, which is normally a major chord, but in this case it's a minor chord. The Beatles used subdominant minor chord often, and it's also my favorite chord. Here is how the backdoor progression sounds. I played it with different tension notes. I think you heard the difference. Okay, let's check out the example. The backdoor dominant is used in the chorus in Magic Ways by Tatsuro Yamashita. You cast a spell on all my nights and days with your sweet magic ways. Let's check out how the melody goes over B13, the backdoor dominant chord here. So the melody goes like this. Which are 13th, perfect 5th, then sharp 11th, the major 3rd. And from here you can tell that you can use 13th and sharp 11th as tension notes, as I said before. As you may have noticed, in this song the backdoor dominant B13th doesn't resolve to the tonic chord D flat major 7 straight away. Tatsuro put normal 2-5-1 in between B13 and D flat major 7, which sounds even more unexpected. Just like this. I call it the locked backdoor dominant, like you try to sneak in from the back door, but it was locked. And you ended up getting in from the front door. I'm just kidding. The locked backdoor dominant is not a proper musical term, so forget about it. Anyway, he created a surprise by delaying the resolution. This is what we can learn from Tatsuro Yamashita. If you want a surprise in a song harmonically, try to modify progressions and make your progressions, for example, resolve to a different chord, like not always resolving to the tonic chord, or delay the resolution, just like in Magic Ways. Tatsuro puts these surprises in his songs in a natural way, which is the reason why I love his music. So please feel free to pick up one of the progressions from my previous videos and mess around and have some fun with it. That's all for today. Congratulations guys! Now you should be able to surprise people nicely. So just go out and surprise some people out there. In the next episode, I will talk about a dominant 7th sus4 chord, which is one of the most frequently used chords in city pop. If you enjoy my videos or if you don't want to miss my future content, please subscribe, press a bell icon to get a notification and hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm Masa. See you next time.